Hi guys, and in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at something called swing. So I'll explain what that is, and then I'll show you how you can use it to completely change how your tracks sound. So swing, what is swing? So swing is when not all the sort of instruments and not all the song are on a grid. So if you think about when you're building a drum pattern, you normally have a kick and a snare, kick, snare, and then the hi-hat sort of normally goes in the middle, or it normally goes on every 16th. So if we were to make like a drum beat, so you would have your kick, and then you would have your clap or snare, and then you would maybe have a hi-hat hitting every 16th note. So you'd sort of have something that looks like that. Now swing, obviously when artists originally started recording music and stuff back in the 80s and stuff like that, especially like Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, obviously they didn't use DAWs, so they didn't have stuff like this. There were some things like Sevlin drums and stuff, but a lot of stuff was recorded live, live drummers and stuff like that. So can you imagine a drummer trying to record, a drummer's hitting the drum or he's hitting the hats, they're not going to be spot on every single time. So swing is when maybe this would happen, when maybe the hi-hats would maybe move slightly. And what it would do, it would give the track a bit more of a different feel to it. And an example of this would be Billie Jean. So if we take a look at just 2 bars of Billie Jean, and then we zoom right in, what we can see is that the hi-hats or the shaker sound isn't hitting every single 16th spot on. Like this one here is delayed slightly, this one here is slightly early. So it's not hitting them spot on, and that gives the track what's called swing. So I'm going to show you how you can use swing in FL Studio. So what I've got here is I've got a very simple, a couple of different demos, but I've got a very simple drum beat. Now this is all fully quantized, so there's nothing special. It's all quantized to the grid, and then I have same again a bass pattern, and again this is still quantized. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play through this as normal, and then I'm going to add swing to it and show you how it completely changes how the track sounds. Now with swing. So that's it. This is how you control your swing in FL Studio. Just a bar here. So I'll give you another example. And then one final example here. Okay, so just going back to this example here. Sounds good, but I don't like the brass. I don't want to be no swing on the brass. I don't like the way the brass hits are delayed. So what we can do is we can leave the swing applied to the bass and the drums, and we can turn off the brass. And I'll show you how to do that. So when you load up any type of instrument or sample into FL Studio, click your miscellaneous functions here, and you've got time. Swing is automatically turned on every single track. Now, normally there's no swing at all, so it's not, doesn't really matter. But once you put this swing up, then it starts kicking in here. So this is it turned on basically. So what we can do then, if we don't want to swing on the brass, we can then go to this again, to the brass, and then we can just click the swing and drag that completely off. So that means now there's no swing. Even though swing's being applied to the track and all the instruments, it's going to not be applied to this brass. So it sounds like this now. It does sound a lot better like that, so there's no swing being applied to that, but the swing being applied to everything else. Again, it's just something that makes your track sound completely different. It's just going back to the first sample again, it gives it a real groove and makes it sound, you know, really, really different. And again, you can change how much swing you have on the track. Yep. So just quickly here, what instruments I'm actually using. I'm actually using the Dext VST. This is free. You can grab it, a link from my last video that I did where I talked about free VSTs. You can grab it from there. Now what I've actually got with this is I've actually managed to get hold of the original DX7 patches. So these were the original patches that came with. There's only 32, but they're really, really good. And this bass you'll probably hear has been in quite a few tracks. It's quite a popular bass. It was also in Take On Me by Aha. There's quite a few sounds in here that have actually been used. And so the brass again is just taken from Dext, and this is brass 1. And then this sort of, I don't think I played this part, did I? I'll play it now. Yeah, so swing then, that's swing. That's how you can apply it to a track and make your track sound completely different and give it a bit more life. So that, guys, is about it for this video. Thanks for watching.